Hey now, it's Sharon, and I'm back to share another idea on how to better the policing here in the U.S. If you're new to the channel, I'm a retired detective. I worked for 20 years for a southeastern city in the U.S., and I was also in the military. I'm sharing my experiences along with my perspective and opinion on how to better the police. And with the latest situation, because you know how algorithms work. The latest situation and shooting concerning Miss Massey, I saw a couple of people saying that it was justified. I don't see how, but I'm of the opinion it was not justified. I've been in similar situations, and it wasn't justified. And the funny thing is, there's nothing funny about the situation. But this book, my book is out. I talk about addressing issues within myself before getting into policing, which I should have done. And so this book may help individuals who are thinking about becoming the police or who are already career officers. It still can help. And it can help other folks. It doesn't necessarily have to be policing. I just happened to be in policing at the time. But I wrote the book. It's called My Middle Eastern Conflict, Looking Back at My Future. The back of the book says, this book gives you a bird's eye view of the land the Almighty promises and says we should have dominion over. This book will be information or confirmation for some and revelation for others. That's the back of the book. And the land that the Almighty told me that I needed to get dominion over was my heart. And I wondered that as I'm watching Officer Grayson, ex-Officer Grayson, and the way he was just disrespectful from the onset, knocking on the door and telling her, hurry up and get there. Mind you, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. She might have been asleep, hard to wake up. And now she's startled. But you need to get to the door. The way he was just addressing her. I'm going to focus on ex-Officer Grayson and his posturing. And then when it came up to that fatal moment, and she rebuked him in the name of Jesus because I believe she saw something. She saw something on him. And then I started to think, like, what was she thinking? Because initially, remember, when she got to the door, she said, don't hurt me. And then as they're talking in the living room, she said, I care about y'all. I love y'all. And so I'm thinking more or less when she said she rebuked him, she was rebuking the spirit for him to even think that I would throw, or she would throw hot water on him. She was maybe offended. Like, why would you think that? I rebuked that. And then something triggered in him, evidently. And you heard his F-bombs and all that stuff, and his infatuation with a headshot the whole time, you know? But yeah, I had to think about that. I'm like, maybe she was offended. Like, I told you, I love you guys. I respect you guys. And why would you even think that? Now, I know as officers, we're going to what if the whole situation. And that's fear-based. And it gets you into a lot of trouble, really. But they say it's a safety thing when you what if and you try to plan out what you're going to do. All they had to do was back up. All they had to do was back up. Like the second officer did. He backed up. He even jokingly said, I want to keep away. I want to stay away from steam. But this book is written for the officer, the one, and even the folks that are thinking about becoming officers. I wish I had had this before I got into policing. I don't know. Maybe I might not have. But I think it'll help. I think it will greatly help the individual that's in policing and the ones that are thinking about getting into policing. And then the folks that just want to do some real inner deep probing of your heart. Yeah, some people, they get triggered by that Middle Eastern conflict. But I say this, if you're offended by the truth, you really need this book. But yeah, we got to do better in terms of policing here in the U.S. People are going to say it's him. No, it's the system. Because the system allowed him to jump from department to department. And he probably was the problem. Instead of getting more training or helping him do better. They just transferred the problem, as we used to call it. Let the problem go. Let the problem go into the community and do some other harm. But yeah, I have a plan. I also have a plan on how to better the police. I'm using this social media platform as the table. But yeah, my prayers go out to Sonia Massey's family, and that they would find some comfort and justice. Definitely justice. Get the book. It's available on Lulu at this moment, lulu.com, lulu.com, in the bookstore under the Religion and Spirituality tab. It's only $15. And I talk about my issue with white men. And I had an issue wearing that badge and gun. Not one of them got a break. That was the power that I had. Not one of them got a break. You either going to jail or getting a ticket. If I encounter you, you going to jail or getting a ticket. But I wrote about how I realized that I had an issue with white men, where it came from, and what I did about it. Hopefully this can help someone. All right. As is our tradition. Oh, you know what? I did forget one thing. This Officer Grayson's self-talk, the F-bomb and all that stuff, when you listen to the video. I did a lot of self-talk like that. And that is not healthy. Because I did a few videos back about the words that you use towards people. Is it uplifting and encouraging and life-giving? Because at the same time, you're listening to the words. You're digesting those words. And I listened to his self-talk, and I was like, the land of his heart must be desolate and dry and dead, parts of it. Because mine was, because I had the same self-talk. Talk about it in this book. And take a look at our online store, because one of the ways I got better at self-talk is written on all of the merchandise in the online store. Take a look at the online store and get this book. All right, that's all I want to share. As is our tradition, you don't necessarily have to go through a thing to learn from it. Talk to you later. Bye.